Hey, what's up, guys? This is Stark Spark, now known as Tristan Stark on Facebook because Facebook's naming policies is gay. They don't even like boys. Anyway, I'm here to talk about a very special game. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Although you really can't see that the right way. But, yeah. Anyway, people have been waiting for it for a very long time, and it's here. It's been out less than a week. I wanted to do a review of it, but I wanted to hold off until I was well into the game, and now I've beat it twice and seen what it has to offer, and now I can actually tell you about the game instead of just like some other people I've seen that's just like, oh hey, I played the game. Go home. Anyway, people were really worried about Metal Gear Solid 5 because of its troubled development schedule. It's, them taking the prologue to MGS5 and putting it into a separate game, Ground Zeroes, which they had no fucking right to do. I mean, even Hideo Kojima was just like, I'm sorry, that was a dick move. And then the whole thing about him splitting from Konami, there was a whole lot of animosity and wonder how good this game would be, especially since they've been waiting for it forever. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's a fucking masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10 game, and it's probably the greatest stealth game ever made. And a lot of the things that make it great I can't talk about without ruining the whole fucking game. But let's start. It's the very first Metal Gear Solid game to be open world, and it is a splendid open world. It's fucking huge. It's at least as big as Red Dead Redemption, if not bigger. People were bitching that it only has 2 environments, and it does only have 2 environments, Africa and Afghanistan, and then your base, but it's not the same as the other worlds. But both these environments are fucking huge. Africa more so than Afghanistan, but that's not the point. It's each one is literally like 100 times the size of Ground Zeroes. They're fucking huge. You don't need any more landmass in this game. They went for making them as big as they could be instead of having a bunch of smaller places. But that's the most immediate change, because you played Metal Gear before, and you'll notice it's fucking huge, and it's open, and that changes everything. You choose when you go in, you choose where you go in, what time of day, you know what I'm saying? And every single stealth situation in the game has been changed to reflect that. You have to, infiltrate, but now there's so many different ways to do that because it's open. And you build your own army. Just about anything that isn't nailed down to the fucking floor, you can use a balloon to recover and build your army. Which is just great. It's great. And it gives the game an almost RPG-like sense of progression. And watching your base being built up is legendary. So yeah, the gameplay is fucking perfect. The graphics are amazing. I have it on 360, but the graphics are fucking legendary. Don't let anybody tell you last gen sucks, because it doesn't. Obviously next gen looks better, but it doesn't matter. And, the biggest part about Metal Gear Solid 5 that people want to know is the fucking story. And that is the thing that I can say the least about without ruining the entire fucking game. But it's basically the final chapter in the Metal Gear Solid story, and it bridges the gaps between Big Boss and his son Solid Snake. It takes place 10 years after Peace Walker and 9 after Ground Zeroes, and it's about his quest for revenge and his ultimate fall into villainy. It begins with the best fucking tutorial in any game ever. The hospital sequence, which I'm not going to go into any more than that, is fucking brilliant and exceedingly well done and totally worth watching and playing multiple times. And you'll miss a lot of the subtlety. But then the story gets kind of sparse. You'll have many missions where there isn't story, or they took part of the story and put it in cassette tapes. While this is great, because it means that there's less watching cutscenes, it also means that there's times when the story is very weak. However, when the story hits, it hits fucking hard. And the ending in particular will leave you in tears. The game has some serious punch in its final moments that makes it worth building up. And that's the only real flaw in the Phantom Pain, is that you have to seriously grind to unlock the final missions, and it's kind of bullshit, and it feels like they did it to pad out the game. I'll have more thoughts on the game later, but that was my quick review of the Phantom Pain. It definitely gets a 10 out of 10. You should get it no matter what fucking system it's on. Alright, bye.